This is the Afreeca World April Blitz, one of the larger events we've done. A new format that we've never done before, a 5-man group is what we're going to be having today. So 5 fantastic players in this group, and we'll have another 5 fantastic players tomorrow. As far as today, the player list is Cure, TY, Solar, Rogue, and Hurricane. So all very big names, all fantastic players. To start things off, as this is a group, everyone will be playing everyone. That means a lot of variety, and we've got ourselves a Terran versus Terran first. Spawning up in the top left-hand side of the map, it's Splice TY. TY, he made it through the qualifier yesterday, the Afreeca World April Blitz qualifier. Basically, he almost won it. He had a close series with Trap, which was a 3-2. Trap managed to take it. TY won their first match. Trap won their second. The more important one, as a result, TY was kind of forced into this group. I mean, if there is a group with, say, Rogue and Hurricane and Cure and I'm already drawing a blank, Solar, you don't want to be in it. TY, though, he got a bit of the short end of the stick. That's what, but anyway, he's a fighter for sure. So I fully believe TY can be one of the 3 players to make it out of the group today. And spawning down the bottom right-hand side of the map, that's the longest introduction I think I've ever done. This guy is Jin Air Greenwing's Cure. Cure, he's played in a fair few Afreeca Worlds. He's a very solid Terran. I'm a big fan of him. He's one of those guys that you root for, that you're like, I want this guy to have some good results. You just want to see him do well because you know he puts in the hours. And that he's just another one of those fantastic players on Team Jin Air. And we'll see how it's going to go today. I'm not going to talk that fast for the rest of the broadcast, guys. That was an introduction right there. We're gonna gear down a little bit because we've got 10 best of 3s today. That's at least 20 matches. So we're gonna talk calmly, and then go from there. It is a Terran versus Terran, so there's some slight variation in the build openings. Usually, in the grand scheme of things, though, it doesn't matter too much what the players do. They'll generally come out equal. And as far as this game goes, it's actually very equal as they're going for mirror builds here. Factories, reactors on both sides. So very mirrored builds here. Both of them opting for that command center. Look at this. This is how meta TvT is, guys. There's an SCV hanging out at Cure's natural base, and you might be like, why is there an SCV there? The reason for that is Cure doesn't know if TY is going for Reaper aggression, and is going to charge on in there with his own SCV and Reapers. So just slight adjustments like that. That's what makes TvT just so crazy. Cure, he is just going into Hellions here, whereas TY, he opted to make 2 Marines to start things off. So variation is occurring here after the openings. So Cure, he's going for the Hellions. Might be looking to get a bit more of aggression done. We could very well see a starport go up. Or well, we are seeing a starport. We could see a Medivac go up, and that's generally for one thing, the Hellion drop to follow this up. Looks like the Reaper at TY could be in a bit of trouble, but look at that reaction time. He runs out of there with that Reaper, and he gets it to safety. Incredibly sick play there from TY. That's just instant reaction. You're like, I don't care what you guys say. Oh, it goes down anyway, but that was a very nice reaction at the start. So TY, he's clearly wide awake here. I don't care how good you are at StarCraft. Like, you can be like a GM player. You can be top. You can be like, I'm pretty good. Most players, I think, are probably losing that Reaper because that was like a second later he turned around and that thing would have been dead. So just a very nice reaction from TY. On point so far. More Hellions coming out for Cure. Looks like he's going to be unloading 4 into the main base of his opponent. TY does have a supply depot in position. He's going to have a Raven and move his Marines to come over. Hellions are very quick, so they're going to be able to chase these SCVs, which are now running for it. These Hellions are actually engaging the Marines. It's an interesting choice there. Those SCVs are very clumped up. The Hellions, they are getting escorted out by that auto turret. That auto turret with the muscle needed in order to shoot them away. Cure, though, so far not finding a lot with this opening build. He gets shown the door there by TY. TY loses a few SCV. No, he literally lost 1 SCV for 3 Hellions and a Reaper. Fantastically done by the red Terran player. Nothing major going on there. TY, he's also got out his Raven. He's going to be going for 2 Vikings following this up, so that air control very important in TvT. Hellions trying to engage those Marines. Kier doing the best he can, but those guys are very red. You keep them around any longer, and they are going down. Also, a note on me solo casting, guys. Falcon Paladin will be joining me tomorrow, I believe. Guys, I think it's like, hey, you want to cast on the 26th? It's like, or the 25th, pardon me. It's like, do you really want to cast on the 25th? You know what day that is, right? That's the Infinity War, or Endgame. That's the one. So, yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's where he is right now, and I'm here solo casting anyway, but no, this is going to be some great StarCraft 2. Definitely worth it. Let's see. Command Center on the way for Kier, so going for that fast third CC. Timings like this, they're all an option in TvT as far as how you want to play. As far as the build so far, it is pretty interesting, the fact that TY is going to be moving out on the map. He's got tanks, he's got Marines, and he's got Vikings and a Liberator, so he is going to be pushing his opponent, because if we look at the builds here, Kier has invested in Stimpack, he's invested in that third command center, all the while his opponent, TY, doesn't have any of that, and you got to say, okay, why doesn't TY have any of that? And that's because he's going to be going for a bit of a push here. He's got this air control, and he's going for the attack. And we'll see if he can make it happen. He does start stimming his own command center, but he did delay it a fair bit. This could be one of those situations which Kier's just going to come out ahead just because the difference is while TY delayed his stuff a bit. It's not like he was going for some crazy all-in or anything like that. Looks like TY's tank's actually getting caught here. This could be a pretty large mistake from the red Terran player. He's being chased away. His Marines, they're very slow here. Auto turrets have to be thrown down to hang on. Looks like TY almost picks off the Viking Imperial, but doesn't quite get it. So actually massive losses going down for TY. Kier is looking good this game, and he is counter-pushing. And keep in mind, he does have that quicker Stimpack by 50 seconds. TY, he's trying to do the Terran thing in which you come back from, in which you're like, okay, I can guess the situation in this game. I'm going to build my CC on location, so trying to get a nice advantage, or a nice sort of gimme there. Tanks getting set on up here. Kier is poking his opponent a little bit. The Viking count is tough to say who's in the lead, but I believe Kier is in the lead. Yes, 6 Vikings to 5 currently, and he is going to be able to bully TY off his third base. TY was trying to be greedy and take that, even losing 2 tanks. So Kier really coming out. Yeah, TY knows it's over. GG loses all of his Vikings, and that is game number 1. Said and done. 7 minutes. Keep in mind this is a best of 3, and if your favorite player goes down, even in a best of 3, that doesn't mean they're out, guys. 3 players are advancing from this group out of 5, so pretty good odds in that sense. However, for Kier, taking down TY right out the gate, that would put you in a nice spot in this group. And yeah, GG, very well played. Thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. This is indeed a best of 3. All matches today are best of 3s, and all matches tomorrow will be best of 3s. Then we'll get on into the round of 6, which will be best of 3s, the round of 4, best of 5s, and then the finals, which will be an epic best of 7. Here we are, though. Spawning down the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's Splice TY. Just went for that attack there, got punished hard. You gotta be careful with those things. And up in the top left-hand side of the map, it is Jinair's Kier. A very nice opening. If he can take a 2-0 versus TY, that is a great start. That is a fantastic start. Patsu saying, I like that desk. Can I have it? The answer is, okay, I'm gonna pull a lure. It's almost like a quote here. If you want it, come and take it, you know? Don't know if anyone's gonna get it. But yeah, like, that desk is so heavy. Guys, I live down about 20 steps. And me and my brother were carrying this thing down, all the drawers out and everything, and it still must have weighed at least 200 pounds. So it's not leaving here. It's like a piano. You know how heavy those things are? It's just moving them is not happening. And this thing, it is in here, that's for sure. And you saying that you like that hat. Thank you very much, representing a pretty good StarCraft 2 team, dare I say. I'm very happy with all of the StarCraft merch I've started to acquire. Like, it's just Blizzard did that massive sale, And now I've just got tons of it. Okay, let's see. As far as the build's going on so far, we've got ourselves a variation here. We've got Cure going for a double gas, whereas TY opening up with the command center. Once again, that Reaper expand. And basically what this does is it allows Cure to have a bit of a faster tech, a bit of a faster aggression. But look at that. He's going to be queuing up his CC regardless, so it's a bit of a safer opening. One of the main differences about this is that going for the double gas really hard counters Reapers. It just absolutely shuts them down like it's nothing. So that's part of the reason why I was like, hey, you know, double gas, it's pretty good, because I died to proxy Reapers too many times just trying to go for a Reaper expand. It just wasn't worth it. And of course, these guys mix it in for a variety of reasons and whatnot. However, in the grand scheme of things, it generally equals out. Like, it's not the end of the world if you go double gas and then you don't get a ton done, as there are little gimmies that you can get. For now, Cure's Reaper has to head on out of there. Tosses a grenade, but gonna have to ask you to leave, sir, says TY's Reaper. Now things get a little bit complicated here when the extra Reaper and Hellion just come on in here for Cure with his double gas. Going to be coming on in. Not going to be able to delay the CC though, so nothing major there. Reaper for TY is going to jump on down. He's waiting for his own double Hellion production to kick in. Looks like Cure going to be able to get one Marine or one SCV. Going to be able to nab up another in the main base. However, Cure is really committed here. He's actually just really going for it with these Reapers, tossing grenades down. I don't know if he can get another SCV. He does lose everything there, so was that worth it? Looks like Hellion 2 Reapers for 3 SCVs, and that's going to be Cure really giving up map control. TY is still staying back at home, however, now he's got an extra Hellion. He's going to move across the map, return the favor to his opponent. This sort of swing in the TvT happens, and Cure does have to wait for a Cyclone before he's going to be able to do anything about this, so his own natural might get bullied a little bit here, because TY, he's coming in with 3 Hellions and a Reaper. He can break up this ramp before that Cyclone's out. All these timings are very, very precise. However, look, he is going to get on in here, pick off 2 SCVs, a nice little something for him. Might run up this ramp. Yeah, actually going to be able to get the Reaper, gets the Hellion. It will cost him his own Hellion. Oh, he's actually just going to dive on in towards the main base. This is pretty ambitious for TY. We'll see if this is going to work out. He's lining up a lot of shots on those SCVs. Going to pick off at least a few of them. Yeah, actually starting to get a fair bit of damage done. One more shot and he would have killed off a good number. He ends up killing off 5 SCVs of Cure, though. So TY finding himself a nice position there. SCV count, TY, he's got himself a significant lead at this point in the game. Very, very nice for the Red Terran player. Cyclone moving across the map for Cure. This could actually be a massive mistake, though. Yeah, his Cyclone gets locked on, and that is a dead Cyclone there. Oh, wait, it actually escaped. Oh, man, that was close. That is a lucky Cyclone right there. Oh, I was sure that was a goner. I mean, the 2 Cyclones have the same speed, but I guess he just got out of vision range and broke that lock on. Absolutely massive there for Cure. Like, that could have honestly been game-ending in a sense, almost, if TY then decided to push something like that. Cure, though, sitting back. He does have up a tank now. He's got a couple of Marines and a Raven. And not going to be in too much trouble here so far. As far as the builds go, this game TY has the quicker stim. He's got a much quicker +1. There's no +1 in sight. And that's partially just because Cure, he's been delayed this game. He's been delayed on his tech because he lost those 2 SCVs. He did go for that double gas opening. It doesn't hurt you too much, but with losing those SCVs in the counter push, he did fall a little bit farther behind here. Stim should be starting for Cure relatively soon. Keep in mind, oh, there we go. You know how I was talking about ways that you can sort of wriggle your way back into a TvT? This is one of them. Go for the quick third. It can really pay off at times. Look at this. Cure, he's building up Vikings. He's building up tanks. A very defensive composition if you need. And that really can negate the stim and push a game longer in which you have a more equal chance of winning if you had a bit of a poor opening. TY, I'm willing to bet he's going to start his third on location, just from the positioning of the way this game works out. Usually one of the Terran does. Scan's going down. Scan goes down into the natural base of Cure. TY sees what's going on. Oh, auto turret harassment coming in from Cure. Gonna be able to pick off a few SCVs. Gets himself 3 or 4, I think. Picks off a Marine or 2. Not bad for that Raven. Raven's very powerful for harassment. There was a time in which they were incredibly powerful, but oh, look at this. This Raven could be in trouble here. If this Cyclone 4TY can pick it off, that would be absolutely huge, guys. And Ravens, there's something that are incredibly valuable, but you don't really produce. Oh, that Raven could have saved his friend. He could have used Interference Matrix and saved him, but he didn't. That's something that's very hard to think of in the moment, but I think Kira could have saved his Raven if he Interference Matrixed that Cyclone. Okay, now here comes in TY. He's got the advantage here. Make no mistake about that. Looks like the Cyclone. Oh, nicely done for Cure. Actually able to delay that command center a little bit for TY. TY did end up going for it on location, and that is one of the risks of doing that. An SCV gets sent down immediately. Cyclone for Cure will get picked off. All things considered, TY, he's in a pretty comfortable position. It is not the end of the world, though, for Cure. TY just, he's got that map control. And this is all, the fact that TY has been out on the map, this is the result of what happened early on in the game. More production getting up for both players, though. Eventually, we will just have this Marine tank, which can go absolutely anyone's way. TvT, it's any man's game. It's not over till it's over, guys. Some of the most crazy StarCraft 2 games ever have been TvTs. You might think that numerically someone is in a lot of trouble, but there's always a way to come back in TvT. And it's not like Kier's even in that bad of a position. We take a look at the army supply, we take a look at the worker count. Kier's actually gone ahead and had higher production than his opponent. Yes, he's delayed taking his physical third base location. However, now he's going to be moving out. He's actually going to be pushing into TY. Anti-armor missile goes down on those tanks and Marines, so look at that. Just Kier making a decisive move, just like, get out of here, guy. I don't want you around here. Tanks are getting set up, so Kier's taking this very seriously. Looks like TY just moving forward with whatever he has. He might be trying to break this location. He's setting up tanks on the low ground. It is going to be that bit of a push and pull bully game so far. We do look at the Viking count. Kier has himself the lead, though, so TY can't really push into that. He's either got to scan if he wants to save that tank or just run away there. Keeps that tank alive. So far, we take a look at this game and things have equalized greatly. Kier saturating this base, so while he was down on income, he's not going to be down for too long. Looks like we're going to be seeing an engagement going down. Kier's got himself a pretty good angle. TY's tanks are besieged here. Anti-armor missiles have gone down on both sides. The tanks for Kier are set up, however, it looks like he is going to take the better engagement there. Vikings and tanks working away on each other still. Kier definitely wins out in that fight from the scene of things. TY's tank count was wiped. Kier has reinforcements coming on in, and he did lose out in the Viking battle, however. He has so many tanks now compared to TY. Look at that. That engagement just happened very, very quickly. Looks like TY is going to go for it, though. Kier is unsieged with a lot of his units. Has an anti-armor missile, though, worth its weight in gold there, and it actually makes the units gold. So make of that what you will. That was actually very helpful because those Marines might have been able to stand versus those tanks and Marines that Kier had. For now that we look at the supply, things are very equal still. Kier got himself a higher tank count, lacking in that Viking count, as TY has been very continuous with that production. But oh yeah, look at this. Kier, he's got himself a very healthy supply, and since he doesn't have any Vikings, the ground army is definitely better, and he's actually just going to pick off this tank at TY and push TY back. Kier is playing a pretty great TvT so far. TY just overstaying his welcome, I guess, taking that previous fight, and as a result, Kier's in a rather comfortable position right now. That being said, any man's game, all it takes is one misstep from one of these players, and the board is pretty much completely reset. TY, he is setting up defensively now. He does have that Viking count, really going to help himself out. here. He's moving up with his tanks. A lot of injured tanks, by the way, too. That is important to note. 1 or 2 tank shots and they can get picked off. And look at this TY. He has already invested in Liberators. This is absolutely huge from the red Terran player. And now he's able to bully Cure off, push him away from these locations. He's loaded up. That might be a bit of an ambitious load up. If Cure spots us, he can just sting right on in. However, TY is going to be going for a drop, and it could very well get off with these. There we go. We see Cure. He did identify that this army has been on the move. Probably getting ready for this drop somewhere to the best visibility. He's really focused on attacking now, though. He saw that TY abandoned that location, and as a result, he's been able to step forward. He might be able to get onto the 3rd base of his opponent. However, this drop is now going to be landing at the 3rd base of Cure. Everyone evacuate. SCVs are running for days. Reinforcements are rallying. That command center hasn't been lifted, so it's actually going to go down. This is a massive blow by TY, really bruising up his opponent's economy. That being said, it's being returned to your TY. He's pulling SCVs into siege tanks. Never a comfortable thing, never a good sign there. So TY takes a big blow to his SCV count. However, in exchange, he picked off his opponent's base. This drop is going to be getting cleaned up, which is very important for Cure, just shutting this down. That's going to be a nice win. He is losing SCVs, though, in pursuit. You need to stop chasing that with SCVs, Cure. Let's take a look. Tanks are set up on the outside of TY's base. However, Cure, he did take a massive blow there. Looks like TY going to be unloading on top of this. Marines greeting the Marines of TY as they unload. However, TY picks off 2 tanks there. Nicely done. Cure looking to return the favor, but I don't think he can charge into the siege tank fire. Eats a tank shot there. Every unit matters in this situation right now. One thing that is important to note, though, in the grand scheme of things, is that it's 3-3 for Cure. Yes, he's down on economy. Yes, he had to float over his main base, which is actually a very smart move, by the way. However, but this 3-3 is really going to help him out. Just upgrades Marine versus Marine are so important. Look at this TY still being a nuisance with this drop, by the way. So far, things have calmed down a little bit. We take a look back. The resources lost so close. 400 resources lost between them. This is just the beauty of StarCraft here. Tanks rolling on up, Marines getting set on up. The 3-3 is absolutely massive for Cure. We can't really understate that. In comes Cure. He's going to be heading towards the 4th base of TY. TY actually floated over his main base, so it could technically be his 3rd, but make of that what you will. Cure is trying to go in for it. This is before his upgrades. This could actually be a bit of an anti-timing for him. However, he did see this window and he's going for it. He got tanks set up. He's going to try and work away on this command center, return the favor, but not going to be able to make it happen. And the reason why he was able to make that attack work in the first place was actually because TY's army was pretty much over on the other side of the map, and that's actually going to be it. TY with a lethal counterattack. Just TY was able to hold on with his production there, whereas Cure was not, as he was already down a little bit. And that's all TY needed to give us a 1-1 so far. Okay, we'll get on into the next match for this TvT. Keep in mind, guys, the next series after this, we're going to have a mirror. So 2 mirrors, TvT we just had, or we're in right now, and then we're going to have... Then we're going to be having ourselves a ZVZ. Okay, thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in today. It's great to see so many of you guys coming out to watch this. There's going to be a lot more matches, so make sure to let your friends know that this is going on. Make sure to one-up the stream and whatnot. And we'll get on into the next game. What a great TvT to start things off. We do have every race in this group as well, so that's definitely worth taking note of. Alright, here we are. It's a best of 3. It's currently tied 1-1. Spawning down in the bottom left-hand side of the map. It is Splice TY. Managed to take that last game. Had himself a nice position. It was looking a little dicey there for a time, just to the ebb and flow of TvT, the nature of the matchup. However, up in the top right-hand side of the map, it is Cure. This is I mean, one more match and you've got yourself a point on the board. Going 1-1 can help you out in the grand scheme of things score-wise. Alright, looks like we're seeing a double gas coming out of TY, whereas Kier, he is going for one of these proxy barracks plays. And you can't rule this out in TvT, however, the fact that TY is already going for the double gas could really help him out. And is he going to scout out for this? Is he going to check? New Repugnancy is a map in which these proxies can go down. I don't know how I feel about the Reapers just with the just the commonness of, say, gas first in TvT. It just doesn't seem like the Reapers get a lot. That being said, you can transition out of double Reapers a lot easier these days. It's a lot more accepted. SCV going home for Kier. But look at this, TY, he comes on in with his own SCV. He's scouting this out. Is he going to harass? No, he's just sending that home, and TY knows what he needs to do to defend now. He's probably going to pull a few SCVs in order to deal with the first two Reapers. And then just sit back. He's making a Marine following this up. You got to be careful. The micro, I mean, this still can just outright kill you if the micro goes sour. And there is a time in which it's two Reapers versus one, so TY really has to respect this, but he knows he's got to pull his Reaper back, use that SCV muscle to buffer for this. Look at that, SCVs have been pulled. Kier, though, doing whatever he can, trying to pick off orders, needs to micro back his injured Reaper. Actually loses it, a bit of a mistake there, and now with the Marine, TY should be fine in that regard. Another Reaper, though, coming forward. Is it going to be enough? He's going to be able to pick off the Marine. He's hunting that other Reaper of TY, and he is going to be able to get it. It does cost him a Reaper, though, so Reaper for Reaper and a Marine. I guess a favorable trade there. So far, it has just been two SCVs that have gone down. We'll see if anything more can be got by Kier. He's moving on in now. It looks like he is going to back out. At some point, you do stop making the Reapers. There's a factory back at home going up for Kier. The natural follow-up. Kier didn't really get what he needed done, and now TY with his constant Hellion production should be fine. He's going to be moving across the map. Reaper's going to jump up here. Kier, he'll probably lift those barracks off relatively soon. He starts his own command center in his main base. TY, he's got the luxury to build it on the low ground. And there we go. One of these scouting barracks is going on an expedition here to explore the base of TY. He actually turns it around though. TY's like, oh man, this barracks, it's gonna see everything, and that's just the nature of the game. Well, it might not see the starport actually. And it will not. That's tucked at the back of the base. That could set Kier a little uncomfortable. These Marines doing the best they can. Making surprisingly quick work of that barracks. Sometimes it just seems that barracks flying over your base takes forever to die. Meanwhile, the other barracks is going to be flying on home. Depots being lowered. Nothing out of the ordinary going on so far. Just standard follow-ups from both of these guys. Raven on the way here for TY, so getting up another one of those. Actually getting up 3 of them in total. That is a serious amount of Ravens. They are a very versatile unit, though. Cyclone's locking onto Marines. Third command center on the way for TY here. Kier already has his done, actually. So, I mean, we look at the economy, and Kier does have it better. TY's is just going up inside his main base. And Kier also getting a scout off on that is very nice for him. He sees reactor Vikings being produced. He sees the siege tank. However, not a bad situation for Kier. This game, TvT, it has magical power to stabilize generally. And that's what this game is doing right now. There's a bit of a stalemate out in the center of the map. Of course, TY's army has more muscle to it. TY, he's got his Hellions sitting in the main base. This is something so important when your opponent has Reapers, because Reapers, later on in the game, they can get in there and deal a lot of damage to your mineral line. So, very smart decision from TY in order to do something about that, make sure that's not the case. It looks like TY is going to be pushing on into it, and I'm not sure Kier's going to be able to stop this. Let's have a look here. He's got his own siege tanks. Hasn't sieged them up just yet. Army supply definitely is in the favor of TY. Tanks should be getting set on up for both players. TY is looking to push on in. It is a bit risky though for Kier, as once he sieges his tanks up, there's a chance it could be interference matrix by the Ravens of TY. Viking count equal. So this game can really go either way. Looks like interference matrix go down. Actually, TY gets the head start on that. Absolutely massive for him. Shoots a few tank shots in the process. So trades going down on both sides. Kier, though, with the better economy. His Viking snipe off a Raven, snipe off a Viking of his opponent. So a nice move there. Kier did lose his own Vikings, however. He seems to have held this push, and if we take a look at the economy, Kier, he's saturating his third base quicker. He's got more workers already. He's sieging his tanks up as well. TY has not been able to push on into this just yet. TY will have stim momentarily, which can help him out. However, when it does come down to these sort of smaller army fights, the tanks really are the main story. Stim or no stim. Looks like TY is going to be moving on in here, and I mean, the stim could be all that he needs. His Marines are definitely low on health, but can he push in? No, he's going to be getting pushed back by Kier. Kier pushing his opponent down the ramp, holding on to his third, keeping that secure. Right now we're seeing 1-1 start for both players. Combat shield on the way here for Kier already. No sign of it for TY. Stim is done for both players. And TY, he's got to back on home. Or at least retreat part of the way. TY did keep 2 of his Ravens alive. That's going to help him out tremendously. Sensor tower going up for Kier. That allows the Terran player to breathe a sigh of relief. Just say, okay. Oh, there's no red in that ring there, so I'm safe for now anyway. Kier really liking his economies in these games. Going for a 4th base already. That is a very greedy move, as I say that. TY starts up his own. TY's not on position either. Neither of these guys feeling quite that bold. TY maybe could have got away with it. Throws up his own sensor tower. These guys in a very mirrored situation right now. Kier's economy a little bit better than his opponent's. Getting up his own production, but that pretty much means these guys are on very, very equal footing, and as a result, this game can go absolutely any way. It could go long, it could go short. It's tough to know, and it's practically impossible to call with these Korean Terrans. They really are all over the place, just with how sort of rogue they play, in a sense, as they're just all over. Sometimes they'll play passive. Tends to be aggressive with Korean Terrans, usually. Just Terrans in general, I guess, but these guys, they like to go. If they see an opening, they will definitely go for it. That's why these TvTs, they can turn on a dime. Kier or TY, pardon me, going to be going for a drop. We take a look at what Cure has, though, and that's Marines out in position to intercept all of this. Sensor tower going up for TY, going to be securing his space here. Cure securing his, though, and we're going to be approaching maxed out situations soon. This could be a very long Terran versus Terran between these two guys. Cure is looking to move on out. Taking a look at the Viking count, it's 8-7, so very close. Liberators are on the way for TY. Vikings on the way. If you're going to make Liberators, you got to be very confident you're going to win the air fight. So TY showing confidence there. Marines pick off a supply depot. And oh, okay. This game, this is how you know it's late game. This is how you know a Terran's maxed out. We're seeing double starports on the way for Cure. That's just when you say, right, my next focus has got to be that air control, as that air control dictates the one big fight, and the one big fight is really what this game can come down to. Right now we're seeing Cure is maxed out, TY just hitting that position. Cure actually supply blocked due to that one pylon. TY's pushing on in, he's bullying his opponent a bit. Air control looks like it's currently 10 Vikings to 9, 2 Liberators and 2 Ravens, so it's very close in that sense. Right now we see Cure is moving in. He's going to try and catch TY off guard. It looks like he's actually going to have baited TY into a bad fight. A slight misrally there for TY costs him a fair few Marines. That being said, Marines are not the main story right now. They are expendable. They're just going to get tossed around pretty much, just recklessly. The tanks, though, the tanks are really what you got to worry about. Right now we're seeing Cure, he's trying to break the tank line of TY. Can he make that happen? No, he does decide to retreat, just picks off those few outlier tanks there, and is now setting his sights on his opponent's fourth. TY knows that he can't let his opponent sort of take a bite out of him here. He's going to be looking to deal with that just by repositioning. Like TY going to be going for an actual nice drop here, getting into the main base onto the production of his opponent, and with Cure actually being maxed out, he doesn't have a lot of reinforcements coming out to help deal with this, so Marines are going to unload the main base of his opponent, possibly get a lot of work done right now. The reinforcements for Cure just aren't really there. A few tanks do pop out, but they're not going to cut it alone. Vikings are going to come and help. A few SCVs. I think the Marines for TY can't handle this, though. Yeah, look at that. The Medivacs will be cleaned up, which will really take the wind out of the sails from this push, but look at that. Cure, he's got to go back home to deal with this drop. Nicely done for TY. A slight gap at the north of that center tower. That was something that you had to be concerned about. No missile turrets were here for Cure, and he was maxed out with a bank, so a little bit reckless in a sense not to have that covered. That being said, Cure really is focusing on the aggression here. Tanks are going to be getting set on up. Marines stimming forward right now. The tanks have actually reached the planetary of TY, so this could be exactly what Cure needs. Liberators need to get up, set up for TY in order to push this back, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to due to Cure's own Vikings. And if Cure can knock down this CC, that is a massive win in Terran versus Terran. Looks like TY thinking of trying to break this. Tanks are firing on each other. Liberators are getting set up. Cure quickly snaps it up though, so this tank line has not been broken just yet. Another tank is going to be, or another Liberator is going to be set up though, and that will be enough to push his opponent away here. 12 SCVs died repairing that planetary fortress there. Cure still continuing on with the aggression, with that aggressive posturing. Once again, he's got the quicker 3-3. It didn't really come into effect in that last game for him, as it was a little bit too late over this game. It's got no signs of a clear end here. TY is looking to secure up a 5th base. Cure doing the same. Actually, Cure getting up into a 6th base, pardon me. He's already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go, 6 bases. So Cure does have a lead economically. And if Cure can snipe off this base, that would be very nice for him. He's rolling up with his tanks. There is tanks still in position though. And look at the stim amount on Cure's Marines. He's invested so much in general army supply that his Marines are actually so overstimmed. That's not going to stop him from trying to break this position though. TY's army is a little bit out of position. The reason for that is that it's going for a counterattack. Cure has a few tanks over there not set up in this location. If they get sieged up, tanks are critical for defending counterattacks like this. Looks like Cure was able to pick off a few command centers there. Can he defend his own, though? He's already lost one of his own, so these guys are trading eye for eye here. Tanks are going to be getting set up. They will be able to clean up this counterattack from TY, and Kira with a bit more of an offensive position still. It's still very close. 8 SCVs die on each side of the map. Both of them still on 71 workers. This is a very close game here. TY, of course, though, he fires up a few more SCVs, known for going very ham on that SCV production. Both of these guys back up to 75 SCVs now. Oh, looks like a few tank shots are going to be getting off. This is actually a very close engagement here. Tanks are getting up on both sides. TY got the first few shots off, but Kira has more. And Kira, in the end, is going to be pushed off. TY, he's been continuous with this constant air control. The Viking count is 15 to 6. There's no way that Kira can overcome that. He definitely needs to either go hard on his own Viking production, or he needs to just focus super heavily on his ground army and take a better engagement than his opponent. Planetary Fortress getting set up for TY. Marines going for a bit of a counterattack. They might be able to get something done. These are 3-3 Marines. They can shoot through a planetary before it builds, so this will be a nice move for Kira. Those SCVs might try and repair it, but they are just going to go down there. So a nice move from Kira, shutting down an expansion of his opponent. You might find yourself in positions in StarCraft 2 in which you feel that you can just throw up expansions left and right, and that is a very good thing to do. So Kira's shutting that down, preventing his opponent from just having that free reign of getting up more and more bases is absolutely massive for him. Both these guys maxed out, both of them with plenty of bases to their name. A great economy. It looks like TY is going to be trying to push on in here. The Viking count, it has evened up. It's actually 17 to 16. The Liberators are in the mix, though, for TY. So we'll see how this fight's going to go. TY really is counter-pushing into Kira. Kira has been the aggressive one all game. That might be time for this to change. Marines are stimming on in. The planetary up here is under fire, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to break this tank fight. He definitely does have more Marines than his opponent. However, is it going to be enough to overcome this? That command center is being repaired, that planetary is being repaired. Looks like Kira does have enough Marines or enough Vikings in order to push his opponent off, but look at the tank line of TY. And that base does go down. 3-3 on the way for TY. Kira got his much quicker than his opponent, so I mean, he does have that going for him. Of course, the tank upgrades, they are very important as well. Tanks in general is very important. I mean, they're the thing that protects you just from being overwhelmed by whoever has more Marines. And that's what gives TvT so much of its diversity. That's why we have this Viking back and forth. Kira, he's got himself a good bank. He did lose a base, but he's reclaiming it. He's claiming another base. TY, he has yet to do that. He's still on 5 bases, whereas Kira, he's got himself 5, 6. He's going up to 7 bases here, which is very nice for him as a Terran. Just to keep that good economy going. And he's actually bullying TY back successfully now. TY, he's just a little bit unsure of what to do, I suppose. And here comes in Marines. Both sides. Kira might be able to push on into this. Just one or a few tanks set up here, really. The Vikings are engaging into each other. Not all of the Vikings are here for Kira, but with his superior amount, he is making this fight happen. He's actually down on the air upgrades as he's focused on his tank upgrades. However, just he's got so many Vikings here right now. 28 to 21. And that's all he needs. And as long as he has tanks on the ground, he can protect his Viking block. And anti-armor missile is going down, and Liberators are coming forward. They can equalize this fight with their mass splash damage versus these low armor Vikings. So now suddenly we're having this air battle that's looking a lot more close. It's actually really looking in TY's favor. So a very nice move from the Red Terran player, taking a great fight. And suddenly there's not a lot of Marines or anything to defend this, to defend these tanks of Kira. TY, he's trying to secure another base to the top left. Can he do anything about that? Tanks are getting up, or Thors are getting up for Kira, pardon me. Generally having one of those is just an insurance policy in case you do lose that air fight. Liberators are getting set up. This is a very nice harassment move from Kira. Liberators, they require a very conscious response. So a nice move from Kira. Actually, look TY. Can't Kier pick them off, though? That's going to be a question because he is losing a lot of tanks to it. Army supply-wise, Kier is still up, though. He's got a good chunk of Marines. TY's really committed to that air army. There's so many Liberators here, though. I don't think that Kier can stim forward with his Marines. They're actually significant enough to help out. However, they are in siege now, and Kier has himself a lot of Marines compared to TY. It's 40 Marines to 10. That is a lot. That's where these numbers really can come to hurt you here. As TY, he's got so much supply in these Vikings. He's on the back foot. This is a crazy stalemate of a TvT. Kier, by the way, securing another base. He's actually secured all of his bases at this point with this one going up. All of the bases that are rightfully his. Having that done already is a very nice move for him, where his opponent is lacking on that front. Anti-armor missile going down, not making anything major happen, but look at this. Kier, he's suddenly trying to pull his opponent out of position. He's moving north, trying to knock off this planetary, and he should be able to. He's got a few tanks, he's got Thors and Marines. Got to be careful about engaging it like this. However, he definitely still can knock down this base. Marines are going to go and try and help out the Thors with their +3 attack. Actually had a lot of DPS, so this base gets cleared. Right now, we are seeing TY head into a base trade right now, just moving in with a few of his own Marines, but they're not going to get that much done, so I think Kier is going to come out ahead with this right now. It's just 1 or 2 tanks, a few of his own Marines are enough to send this Marine squad away. Vikings even going to pick off the medivac, so nice engagement there for Kier. Nice trade out for him as he keeps TY's economy down. Let's take a look at that income graph. That's really going the way of Kier, and that's been a long time. That's what, since like that's like 8 minutes that Kier has had the economic lead here. Vikings moving forward. It is such a massive Viking flock here for each side's. Yeah, let's have a look. Both players are maxed out, so it's still anyone's game. That's the rule of TvT. Curie's done a good job pulling his opponent out of position, though. TY's trying to secure up another base, floating over another orbital, and TY might be able to pick off Curie's own base, but look at this. He's actually just going for it. This is an orbital, not a planetary, so a nice move from Curie. Nabs that base right up. SCVs are eating tank shells, and so far Curie's just been a little bit quicker with these attacks. He's been so aggressive this entire game, and that's allowed him to get more opportunities. Look at this, a drop from Curie, going to pick off another of TY's bases. If we're heading into a base trade, or if this game goes longer, it's looking pretty good for Kier if it goes longer, because he's done so much economic damage at this point. Look at the banks right now. TY's army is really all that he has. He needs to make something happen with this. His own main base production is already compromised, whereas Kier's got his going for now still. And just, if Kier's production can take out any of TY's standing army, that is great for him. Marines are slaughtering SCVs absolutely everywhere. The main base of TY is just non-existent at this point. He's even supply blocked. That's really hurting. Kier, he's even got himself planetaries all over the map, which are really going to help him out in a base trade, whereas TY only has the one. Looks like TY is moving forward. He's very overstimmed, though. Let's take a look at what's going on. Take a look at this, though. Kier, he's already thinking ahead. He's throwing up 5 extra barracks on this side of the map. He's throwing up factories somewhere else just to keep his production going, because he's got the money. Let's take a look at the bank, and that is from that massive base advantage Kier has. So this is looking like a very good position for Kier. There's a chance that TY could take a main fight versus him. However, he's bought himself so much time. He's still got so many bases and so much room that this looks promising for Kier as long as he plays this right. Time is on his side at the moment, and that is a very comfortable feeling in a game like this. Alright, TY, he's just spending so much time to ransack his opponent's base. He can't even afford to stim his Marines to kill these buildings any quicker. These guys, they really gotta finish off each other's bases just a little bit quicker. Nice move from Kier, already getting tanks set up, and that's actually gonna be TY's last building there. His last orbital. He's got SCVs still alive, so he's not technically at that point in which it's in which he can't theoretically just drag this game out. But still, this is just not a comfortable spot. The fact that he's got to break these planetaries, that it's going to take so long to do that. TY has rebuilt his base. He builds up a command center there. Well, let's take a look here. He's going to have 5 barracks producing Marines in a second here, and that's going to help him out astronomically. There we go. Marines are getting fired up. Every Marine that Kier can make here is absolutely huge, and not to mention he's still mining. He's got a decent income right now, whereas Kier's or TY's, it is absolutely nothing. So Kier's so comfortable right now. He knows how much damage he has done this game. He just needs to pull all of his army together, just get as many rounds of these Marines as he can. He's been supply blocked now, which is going to stifle that plan a bit. But he's even squeezed out a few tanks. He's throwing up starports, more factories here, more supply depots. He's just got himself such a good position. He needs to be careful not to take a fight that's going to allow TY to snowball. However, he's still in a fantastic spot. Army supply is equal at this point. Let's take a look at the Viking count, which is so important. It's very even. TY has the air army upgrade advantage, but in a second, once these depots are done, Kier's going to be making more and more units right now. And yeah, look at this. TY, he comes on in. He's going to have to somehow pick off one of these tanks, pick off another planetary. And there's still all this Marine production out here. Every unit that TY loses just out on the map like this is a unit not being replaced. We see the supply gap. It's widening. And just look at this Kier. He's expanding again. He's got so much money still. And he's even going to pick off TY's last base. And that's probably going to be it for TY. TY, he's got a few supply depots out on the map as he was thinking of rebuilding. He's building up one more, but the planetary actually kills the SCV. And TY knows that it's over. GG, Kier takes the 2-1.